It says go, but then it usually takes a second anyway. So welcome everyone to episode 45 of the Lifting of the Nest. If you're watching, as you can see here, I'm Craig Burr.
You are Craig Burr.
That is Alkai Ellen.
Hello.
He's joining. Welcome everyone that joins us in the future. We appreciate your viewing and listening time that you spend with us, and all the other support that we receive. It may not be much, which makes us appreciate the little bit we get. It is, and we appreciate the little bit we get that much more.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh,
sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I had an idea that I want to open the show.
Okay.
With.
Do it.
So since we have, let me bring this up here. Since we are on Patreon, and we really don't have a whole lot going on there, just because really no one signed up, so why do much? What I was thinking, let me know what you think. So for anyone who signs up for the top tier of our Patreon account, which is a monthly subscription, I believe, of $20, I was thinking about once a week, we'll trade off weeks and we do like a 1-day workout that we post. Not like of us working out, but like a program day. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, so basically our Instagrams already.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, well, we could video. I'm like, yeah, but nobody wants to watch it. No, hardly anyone watches it when we post it for free, let alone are they gonna, right? But I figure if we give them actual information that they can use, that might be helpful. So like a written out day program, and then maybe like some visual aids or something. Oh. What do you think?
Sure, I'm down.
Okay, and so that way, if somebody is going to sign up for a monthly deal, they get something right away. They can have access.
They know what's up.
Access to a little bit of programming for the inexpensive price of $20 a month, and after about 2-3 months, you could probably put together almost a full workout.
Or just pay for some fucking coaching.
Yeah. Or you can go to the website and jump on and pay for coaching. And that would be more personalized for each individual person as opposed to just generic, here's some good things to do.
Yeah.
Have fun with it, but don't ask us any questions type of stuff.
But we'll go into people not wanting to be committed later.
Yes. Yeah, because that really tweaked my nipples earlier this week. I just couldn't get away from it. Anyway, all right. Well, let's start with a little opener, and then we shall resume here in a couple of seconds. Still trying to figure out how to gracefully exit that, but welcome back, everyone. We actually do have people that are watching / listening at the moment, so thank you all for joining us live. We got Jesse on. Jesse, how's it going? Appreciate you being here from the eastern part of the state of Colorado.
Yeah.
Jesse, aren't you getting ready to compete or something? Or am I wrong? You let us know. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If you're competing soon, we need to know. And Julia, good to see Julia.
Yeah, Julia.
Yeah, she got hit with the vid, so she's not working.
Oh, you got the China AIDS? That's a bummer.
She's doing all right. She just
good.
Yeah, that positive test will slow you up. And Nicole.
Yeah.
All right, so there's our three.
Hi, Nicole.
We've hit our quota. Okay, barbell beatdowns in November. That's the one we went to last year. Their senior Alkai.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh,
Hopefully
yeah, the one in Denver.
Yeah. So maybe we can make
Oh,
an
that's
appearance
sick.
there somehow. I'm also trying to. I'll just probably email him directly, but I'm trying to get a hold of the events people for Pioneer Lifting to
Yeah.
see if we would be able to at least be by name a sponsor at the Pioneer Open
Oh shit.
and see what that would look like and see if maybe that would be a possibility. So I'm going to try and get that lined out. So at least the Lifting Ugly name could be attached to the Pioneer Open.
That
Obviously,
would
we
be
won't be able to
fucking
make it out to
insane.
Texas. We wouldn't be able to make it out to Texas for anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a little far of a jaunt.
Yeah. I feel you on that one.
With all the craziness that's been going on lately. Yeah, it won't be able to happen. But if we can put our name on things, then I think that would be
Yep.
that'd be definitely be a good one to be associated with. So
I approve.
We'll see how that goes. Alki approved.
I approve.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
So how is your week?
Oh, dude, insane.
I saw some, and anyone who hasn't seen, make sure you check out Alki's social media here, at bellies_out_benching. And then you can see all of his fun lifts that he had. And since we talked about the Pioneer Open, let's go ahead and plug that you need to go to generalleathercraft.com and pick up all the Pioneer gear that you can get there. Custom belts, basic belts,
Yep.
regular belts for your regular pants,
Yeah.
dog collars, golf club head covers, wraps, straps, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you go check them out. Yeah, some cool shirts. Every half inch counts because it does.
Oh, it does. It does.
Well, Nicole, if that is your whole feed for the day, then you can't ask for much more.
What else do you need?
A whole day of Alki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure no one's ever gotten tired of that.
Who knows?
All right, so let's hear about this. Let's hear about this week.
Okay,
you were hitting max numbers, right?
Yeah, so it was 480 for a triple on bench, 635 for a pretty fucking easy single on squats, 716 on deads, which was I'll go into that in a sec. That day was sick. And then a 405 double on incline. So a pretty good week.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. Bench flew, squats flew. Deadlifts are probably my favorite this week though. Like the 716 was awesome, but I think my favorite pull from that day was the 650 warm-up, just because it fucking, like, you can hear Jen laughing in the background because it moved so fucking fast.
Right.
But she was like, we're doing a thing now where she's not really telling me what's on the bar. Like, she'll have it programmed. Like, so that day was supposed to be a top single at 685. And I've had this feeling in my loins all week, or whatever's left of my loins.
In the space that used to be occupied by
yeah, just that empty sack of skin that used to have balls in it. So we had just finished my core work on Wednesday or some shit, and I pulled her off to the side and I was like, hey, considering how these lifts have been going this week, I have a good feeling that 685 is going to be not what we should hit tomorrow. And I always consult her about everything. I always like to pick her ear or pick her brain on shit. And she was like, yeah, let's see how it moves. So 650 flew off the ground, and she was like, we're not doing 685. I can either tell you what's on the bar, or we can just hit it and go for it. And I was like, fuck it, I don't want to think about it. Just load it and we'll do it. But like, mental clarity wise, that was probably the best day I had all week. Just not thinking about a single thing, going in, getting behind the bar, getting my setup, and just pulling shit off the ground. And that 716 was fucking dope. I would say just the only shitty portion of that lift was that last 3 to 4 inches with just some of the glute movement and just getting my hips through the bar. So other than that, like, I think we have a good chance of hitting something huge, and we're addressing that glute problem. So everything we're doing right now after deadlifts is I posted it on my story. It was the it was heavy fucking Dimmel deadlifts with a band on the belt squat for like 4 sets of 8.
It almost looked like almost like a donkey donkey press type of.
Yeah. So you're basically doing an RDL, but you're basically kind of going into your setup. So you start up at the top, reach back like an RDL, and you're going just a little bit deeper. So you're imitating more of the deadlift movement and not just sitting back into your hamstring. So we're getting the glutes more involved. And then she had me doing so the belt squat was whatever. Like that shit sucked, but belt squat doesn't feel good on your hips regardless. But
right.
She had me doing these dead stop heavy banded fucking kettlebell swings that were just the worst. So we had a thick purple, wrapped it around, put it around your feet. You start in like a 3-point stance, like a D lineman. So it's in front of you. So it's in front of you by like 1.5 feet. You swing it in between your legs, swing it back up, back in between your legs, put it back in front of you, and dead stop and do it again. I do 4 sets of 10 of that shit. My ass was on fire. Like that was probably one of the deepest glute burns I've ever had in my entire life. Like I left that place and sat in my truck and I was like, I'm gonna catch a cramp on the way home. But it was good, man. Yeah, this week was super sick. She just gave me my numbers for this week, and we got some cool shit. So I don't know if I want to spoil it or not, but it's gonna be a good week. Yeah, everything's a PR this week.
Well, everyone, make sure you keep track because it'll be put up. So that way we can watch his progress together.
So if we hit this week, my training total is going to be 1,900.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I thought it was funny because I think the day before you did those banded kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
And Jen posted like how to set up for them.
Yeah.
Was when Andy Wong started doing all of his
chain on his dumbbell.
His chains. And then did you see the banded one?
No, I didn't.
It was like a banded press and it was just draped over the bar. And he's like, make sure you get your banded work. So
it's just trolling the conjugate. Oh, yeah. Like it's banded. That's not conjugate, but I get you.
Right. It's funny. It's because we all know it works.
Oh yeah, totally.
You always see the people who get like hyper focus on bands and chains. Like they start doing bands and chains, and it seems like every exercise they do is band or chain.
Oh yeah. So my thing is like if you can fully explain to yourself or explain to me why you're doing it, then go for it. If you're just doing it because you saw it on Instagram, then you kind of need to reevaluate what you're doing. But shit happens, life goes on. Yeah.
Like I said, I use it. I've done it, but I definitely don't do it for everything.
No, not at all.
It helps definitely with deficiencies and in targeting different areas. It's really good. Chains I've used before. I'm not like the biggest proponent of chains. I get what they do, but I think bands is a more effective.
I like chains on bench. I like bands with pulls, and then I also like the chains on squats. I don't like banded bench because it just destroys my fucking elbows. Like it's way too much. Yeah. Yeah. And then I like the what I notice is with the bands is they root into you really well. So to me, it kind of takes away some of the stability factor. Whereas like if you're using the chains, you're definitely moving a lot more. Just one man's opinion. So I enjoy the chains, and they sound so cool. So
there is. So it's the ghost of Christmas past lifts is what it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Just clanging around with the chains.
Yeah. But I might have to change my fucking my Instagram bio again, or my Instagram name again, because like the tummy is slowly going away.
You have to change it to bellies in benching.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
That's not near as fun though.
No, I'll keep the fat boy persona always.
Well, yeah, so look at it this way. So I've dropped to under 270.
Oh shit.
And even during my bench, my shirt came up on my stomach a little bit. So the chances is the belly will come out.
Yeah. So regardless if it's rotund or not, the belly button will still be exposed.
That's right. So have no fear, ladies and gentlemen that enjoy.
Don't worry.
It will be there in full effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw those. I was excited. It made me want to do stuff that was heavier, but
Exactly.
it'll happen soon.
Ease back into it, man. Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip, and then back out and wait for a better day.
Exactly.
It wasn't too bad. I can't do. I have this much left on my finger.
Yeah.
From the drill, so I am gonna try and pull deadlifts this week.
Oh, there you
go. And see if it cranks on that finger or not. But I'll at least get the movement in. I don't know how heavy I'll go. But I did basically a deadlift accessory workout this week.
Oh, okay.
I did everything but the actual lifts. And then my bench was a 3x3 at 375, which the last one was, I really, really had to grind that one out.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. Like it felt fine, and then it just started not moving. And Ruben was around there. Like I could have called for him, but like I already had in my head that I had no help. So I'm like, you either push this off you or it's gonna
rolling down your stomach.
Yeah, and so it was just this slow process of inching it,
and just really sloughing it to the rack.
Yeah, but it made it up, and so that's
what matters.
I will.
You got it up, Craig. That's what matters.
I did. That's the important thing. You got to count the little victories in life, and then my squats. I'm still trying to be careful of. I don't know what I'm going to do about this whole thing, but anyway, I figured I wasn't going to be going heavy anyway. So when I took the pre-workout and realized I forgot my shorts and I was going to have to squat in jeans, Wyatt style. He doesn't squat in jeans, but he'll do his bench.
Just about everything else, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, it doesn't really matter because it's not like I'm, pushing myself. But I did. So I just did like a regular SSB.
There you go.
At like 300 pounds. Did a few sets there, and then I did SSB tempo squats up and down to a box.
Gross.
Yeah, I figured I had to hammer myself one way or another.
I mean, like box squats may just be your best friend right now. You just cut them in parallel.
And so it was nice because I just concentrated on that really slow negative. And then I made sure that I had a really slow push off of the box and just really got my quads and hamstrings, everything just fluttering away as I was going about it. And so it was good. Like considering I'm okay with it.
Good.
Hopefully this week I can be more into kind of a regularly programmed type of lifting. So we'll see.
Cool.
We shall see.
Yeah. Love it.
And speaking of heavy lifts, let's go through the rest of our quote unquote sponsors or things that we want people to pay attention to.
Yes.
So let's bring up Max Barbell, who they were kind enough to give us some singlets that were printed on. And I'm sure we can get more from them when we need to. Make sure you go to maxbarbell.com. They have shoes, singlets, other lifting accessories. So anything you can't get from generalleathercraft.com as far as lifting wise goes, make sure you go to maxbarbell.com and get the rest of it.
Got good shit.
Good all over. And then follow the show on Instagram at lifting_ugly. You can search Lift Ugly or Lifting Ugly on pretty much any social media platform, YouTube, etc. And make sure you follow us there. Like videos, share videos, all that kind of stuff, because all that helps push us. It helps push us. It's free for you. Like it doesn't cost you anything to follow us on social media platforms, on YouTube and all that.
No, it does not.
Cost you zero, but it helps. It helps project us upwards in the algorithm. Any of that support is greatly appreciated. If you prefer some monetary support, that is also greatly appreciated. You can do so a few ways. We have options. If people like options,
They do.
you have the option of going to liftingugly.com. You can buy Lifting Ugly gear. We have shirts, hats, and whatnot. Chelsea did grab an Ugly Fans shirt last week that is on the way to her. So we appreciate that. And look forward to many more sales of the Only Pins and Ugly Fans shirts.
Oh, yeah.
They turned out well. I like them. You can also do one-time donations, or like we talked about earlier, if you are looking for online coaching, both of us are available, and that payment can be made at liftingugly.com, where you can get personalized coaching from either one of us. You go to patreon.com/liftingugly. We do have different tiers, and we talked about at the beginning of the show. I don't know if anyone's on and heard yet, but we will be rotating, and we will be posting a day's workout, program style, not just a day of us working out. I mean, hey, thanks for your money. Now you can watch us work out, because I'm sure that's what everyone wants to see. That we might put on, our OnlyFans weights and taints, type of, that's where people might want to go to watch those videos.
Oh, yeah.
But we will start posting a days of programming every week. So that way, if you do jump on the top tier at Patreon, you can get kind of an idea of what we put out for programming for a day at a time. And we have our face of the week. Like I said, it was the SoCal Showdown. Two of them submitted by Alki for other people.
Yep.
And then the other one was submitted by... Okay, I got to know what her actual first name is. The Kilo? Is it?
Oh, Kiana.
Kiana. Kiana.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just got what her Instagram says. So she submitted hers, which was really good. If you didn't see them, sorry, you missed out. But they were really good. Hers was good. Hers was really good. I did like the ammonia sniffing face.
Yeah, with Max breathing it with his mouth fucking open. And if you can see it, like, my face is turned to the side, but I'm laughing at him.
Yeah. Like, I get why it didn't win, but it was a pretty good picture. Pretty good catch. But all in all, the winner is none other than your coach, Jen, with this fabulous.
Leave that up, because it's her birthday today. So
I know, I saw that too. Okay, so she's a wiener today, so make sure you get that. And she's posted worldwide for all 4 of the people that are watching. So congratulations, Jen. That is one hell of a face, one hell of a grind on that deadlift.
Just one hell of a lift in general. That woman is so goddamn strong. It's ridiculous.
So we appreciate. I have a couple submissions for next week already, so that's good too.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool.
So we have some other people coming in, so it's good to get those ones out. I think it helps kind of get the juices flowing for others.
Yep.
Reignite the excitement of the face of the week. So congratulations, Jen.
Brian, that is our fan base.
That's right. So anyone else, as you're videoing your lift, squat, even if you can get a good bench face, resting bench face, appreciate that. But squat, bench, deadlift, if you are really grinding one out, or you have just a great face when it comes to your top pulls, squats, or whatever,
please send it.
Yeah, screenshot those and send them to us, or post them and make sure you tag us in them, so that way we can put you in to see if you can win the face of the week. Not that you really ever win anything, but you get a congratulations and an attaboy, attagirl, or atta they them.
Yeah, they them.
We try not to discriminate, just make fun. Just make fun of. So, all right. So, as did you see my little my blurb of what brought about today's little topic?
I did. I reposted it. You seemed real jazzed up on it. So let's elaborate. What was
okay? So
bring it,
the
hone me in.
backstory, the backstory to what like I said earlier, kind of tweaked my nipples on that whole thing.
Really cranked your shaft.
It did crank my shaft. I was listening to Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Yep.
And she had on this, we'll say, a social media content creator.
So
someone
person,
right? Someone who just makes money creating content now.
So they're worthless. Got it.
Right. To be fair, her name's Pinky Patel. I don't know what her real, but anyway, that's what her social media is. To be fair to her, is like most of the discussion with her was fine. Like their conversation was good. She's an educated person. She had a career before this, but then the social media thing started taking off, so she's dedicated. So anyway,
sure.
So I'm not trashing her as a whole. She just went the wrong direction. So they were discussing some reason the Kardashians came up. They were talking about them, which you'll never find me defending the Kardashians really ever. I'm not a fan of theirs. I think they're garbage people, and they're famous for nothing.
Yeah.
But they brought them up and talking about their, how they work out. And she said, well, if I had, if I could have a trainer and work out 2 hours a day and have a cook make my healthy meals, I would look good too, and I would be in good shape. And I was like, it's bullshit. And so I said on my thing is, if that's what would help you get healthy, you would already be making strides right now.
Yep.
And she's a content creator for social media.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the time in the world. Guess what?
Yeah.
You doing that process could be part of your content.
And there's no fucking way that Instagram is not paying you enough.
Right.
There's no way in hell. Like you have to be making an absurd amount of money every year. And if not, you have that other job. So it's like,
especially if you can quit a job to just make content, you're doing pretty good. And you're paying people to manage your social media. You have the money, and you don't have to hire someone to cook for you. There's how many meal services are there on the planet?
Dude, I don't even know how many. Like, it's just, but the way she said it though, if I had this, it's like all you're doing is projecting outwards instead of being like, oh shit, let me take some accountability for just maybe a little bit of something. But nobody wants to do that because it's not fucking easy. Like, I mean, I get the not being able to pay for a trainer thing, like if you were struggling financially, but there's also, like, if you really wanted to take that route, there's so many free fucking things online that you could use. Like Dana Lynn Bailey posts her shit. You can buy a 12-week program that's $50 that you can redo over and over again if you really need to. There's countless fucking I'm just going to go the route that I know of, but like Matt Wenning posts literally all of his videos for free. There's coaches that post all of their shit for free regardless. Like, it's just, if you're not capitalizing on everything, especially with your background in social media, like if you don't understand that there's so much free shit online, you're deliberately going out of your way to not do that. So fuck yourself.
Yeah. And again, it's the Kardashians. Like, I don't really care that you're saying anything about them, but she chose the wrong way to go about it.
No, you did. You referenced the wrong family. I don't understand. Like,
well, if you want to shit talk how the Kardashians look, and then you would say, if I could afford to get as much plastic surgery as they have, then I could look good too. Then I'd be on your side. Yeah, you're right. If you could afford to get all that plastic surgery, you could make yourself look however you want. But as far as the time,
animal,
yeah, if you want a huge, giant, inflatable butt and fake boobs, fake lips, fake hair, fake everything, then yeah, if you have the money, you can do that too. I'm on your side for that. But when it comes to them going to the gym, if they work out 2 hours a day and they eat healthy every day, I don't care who's cooking for them or if they're cooking for themselves. You don't just do that because you have the time and money. You do that because you're consciously making an effort to put that work in. I mean, we all know how easy it is to have a shit diet. We all do it.
I was 370 2 years ago.
Right.
Or 3 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. Like, it's not rocket science. Even if you, I guess the biggest problem with the diet thing is all those stupid stigmas that society has created with what's healthy and what's not.
Right.
Like all those stupid fad diets that are promoting carbs being terrible or this and that, or sodium's not your friend and blah, blah, blah. Like, I get where it can be convoluted, but there's also numerous ways to go around all that. Even Pinterest is one of the best things that I can think of for just learning how to do some meal prep stuff. Like, it's not hard. All the basic shit is going to be meat, carbohydrates, vegetables, or if you're doing the vegetarian route, there's just the meats, or there's the vegetables and the carbohydrates. Like, there's just, I don't know, there's so many ways that you can go about of just actually doing the shit that you need to do. But if you're just going to sit around and make excuses, don't be pissed off when you look like shit 6 months from now or now. And what you could have done was just, even if you're working out 3 times a week, the eating portion is the biggest part, which is the hardest part, in my opinion. The working out is fun.
Well, it is. Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, for people, obviously not everyone enjoys working out. So working out can be tough. I understand that.
Well, so here's the difference, though. Here's the to me, the biggest fucking difference between us and every other person that's just working out is they're working out. We talked about this before. We're fucking training. You know what I mean? This isn't just for some fucking Instagram post or this and that. Like, yeah, we have a big presence in social media, but it's also because I have a lot of people that are looking for advice or are looking for this and that. And I get hit up for, help and all that kinds of stuff, which I'm fine with. But the key difference is, like, there's a huge goal at the end of what we're doing. It's not just for some stupid bullshit,
Right.
Like, that's to me, that's the biggest difference, is working out and you're staying healthy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, let me be super clear. You are consciously making an effort to be a better version of yourself, and I will never diminish that. That is a huge fucking thing. Congratulations. But the key difference is, like, with training or working out, there's a lot more that goes into it. That means your outside life is absolutely more diligent, and everything that you're doing is pertinent to what you're doing when you just have those 2 hours inside the gym.
Yeah. And then when you get to, like, if people want to break it down to the most basic structure, get into the gym 3 days a week, do some cardio, do some resistance training, and make sure you hit your entire body. Easy. You can spend an hour a day, and it's better than what you're doing now. Nutrition wise, it's calories in versus calories out. And it's like Mark Bell told Tom Segura about Bert Kreischer, be less fat.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a change, just be less fat. Whatever you're doing right now and whatever you're eating right now, to be as fat as you are right now, do a little bit less.
Well, it's also the excessive drinking. You know what I mean? Like,
well, for him, yeah. Well, for a lot of people, the excessive drinking is a huge thing, because alcohol is just a complete waste of calories.
Well, it is. And then you're like, I mean, it's an ergogenic. All you're gonna do is take away from what you're trying to build. There's absolutely no point in that. Like, if you know you're not supposed to be doing that shit, like, why? Like, I get it. Like, have fun, do your thing. But if you have something in mind that you really want to get after, there's nothing I fucking hate hearing more than, oh yeah, I'll do it. Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'll make a change. And then don't fucking do anything about it. I'd rather you just shut your fucking mouth and do the stupid shit that you're doing, and stop coming to me about why your body feels like shit,
Right. If you want to live,
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, if you want to live that life, if you want to go party all the time, if you want to eat like crap all the time, that's fine. That's your choice to make. I don't say anything really about anyone who chooses to do that until, like you said, they're like, oh man, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start doing this. When do you have openings? Can I come train with I want to train with you. Okay, well, this is what it takes. And then they never show up. Well, and then the next time, oh yeah, I need to get in there. Yeah, quit telling me about it. I don't care. Until you show up, just be you. Be the fat you, be the unhealthy you, be the whatever you are right now. And do like they promote in all the magazines and what they promote on all the things, and live your best life, and big is beautiful, and you can be fat and be great. You can, but just shut the fuck up about how you're going to do anything. Like, that's almost as annoying as I used to whatever the fuck you used to do.
Jesus Christ. No, you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
I used to be as big as you. Shut your fucking mouth. No, you weren't.
I used to be able to lift like that. I benched 300 and something pounds in high school. It's like, well, how old are you now? How long ago was that?
Are you benching at least 500 yet? No?
Yeah.
Then stop talking.
Nobody cares, and you're not doing shit.
I don't know. Just do better.
So it was just, and I don't even think she necessarily realized like how that came off.
Yeah.
Like I caught it, and then when I posted that on there, Chelsea listens to all the same pod. She listens to the whole YMH, Your Mom's House podcast series of stuff, and so she knew exactly what I was talking about. And I think she kind of heard it and caught it as well. And so there's just it, and it's the same thing that when I listen to these podcasts from these guys, they're entertaining, but I catch these little irritating notes like that, or when Bert Kreischer's telling me how, or telling the audience how, oh, I'm losing so much weight. I'm doing so good. I worked out like this, blah, blah, blah. And then in the next breath, he tells you how much he drank.
Yeah.
And then you hear Tom Segura talking to somebody else about how fat and hard his belly is getting.
Yeah. It's just hard and beer gut. Right. I mean, my biggest issue with any of this is you're diminishing the hard work that people who clearly have less money than you are doing everything that they can to be a better version of themselves. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that kind of fucking money. Let me tell you, like, thankfully Jen is an amazing coach and we have a deal worked out and all that kinds of stuff. But like, I get up every morning an hour before work. I go for a 35-minute walk. I get 3 meals in before I go lift. I get my protein in. I do all this kinds of shit. My bank account isn't happy about it, but you know what? Like I'm doing something about it because it makes me feel better because I know that I'm physically becoming a better person. And you're teaching yourself how to be dedicated to something. Like it's hard to relate to people that don't have, I don't care if it's powerlifting. I don't care if it's whatever. Like if you found something that you love and it makes you a better person, just fucking do it. Like it's not that hard, regardless of what your bank account says. Like don't, and like if whatever money you do have left, like if you're not spending it on something that's going to make you a better person, I don't get it. Like maybe I'm just brainwashed by now because all the people that I have in my life now are basically people that are trying to be a better version of themselves. You know, whether it's running, lifting, fucking swimming, I don't care. You know, you're physically doing something that's going to make you a better person. So it's hard to relate to somebody that doesn't take their health and all those things to account when something needs to be addressed or something needs to be changed, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard it a lot, and I know I've said this. I've said, man, it'd be great to get paid to do this so that you can spend the time that you needed and wanted in the gym doing your workout, and then you can spend the other time doing your meal prep. That would be great. And it would be, because then that's your sole focus. And I know how to do that. I know how to work out. I know how to prep my food. So but the difference of that versus if I had the time, I would do this. If I had the money, I would do this. Like you said, it does diminish. I'm in a better situation. I'm not in the best situation, but I'm in a better situation than a lot of people. And a lot of those people that may be a little worse off than me will still come to the gym. Yeah. They still do what they need to because they have a desire, like you said, to be better and to do better than what they're used to. And so it's about the dedication and the actual willingness to make a change versus, well, I'm just going to talk about it, but my excuse is I don't have time. My excuse is I don't have money. My excuse is my kids, my husband, my this, my that, blah, blah, blah. They're all over the place. We're all always going to find an excuse if you're looking for an excuse. If you want this, and again, we're not even talking powerlifting. If you want to be, like you said, if you want to swim, if you want to play tennis, those are all things that take time. They take money. And so if you don't really have a desire to do it, you're never going to start. But if your willingness exceeds, the kind of your drawback area, then instead of not having the time to do it, you'll find the time to do it.
Well,
and
it matters to you that much.
Right. You you'll see all the other things that you spend your day doing that really don't matter. How much time you spend in a drive-through at Starbucks, how much time you spend in a drive-through anywhere, how much time you spend watching TV when you get home from work, or how much time, there's a lot of people have a lot of wasted time during the day, but yet they think that they're so busy because I'm not saying when they go to work, they probably work hard. Guess what? A lot of us do.
We all do.
We go to work, we work hard, and we either get up early or we, despite being tired at the end of a work day, you get in the gym and you let the endorphins kick in, and you get that little boost of energy, and you get through your workout regardless, instead of going home and sitting on the couch for an hour to decompress. You spend the time decompressing, bettering yourself, making yourself better. And we've talked about it many times, and this is just, a different variation of what we've always talked about, is if you want to do something, you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, but you want to sound like you want to do it, you'll find all the reasons and the excuses not to do it.
Yep.
So what it's people, well, what is your why? What is your why? And that kind of, it gets lost because it gets said so much. But if you're going to tell me that you want to lose weight, if you're going to tell me that you want to do this, this, and this, I need to get back in the gym. Why? Why do you want to get back in the gym? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get stronger? Because if you don't have a solid reason, you're not going to do it, or you're going to do it and you're going to drop off because things got hard, or, I had to work late. Oh, because I had this, I had this.
Yeah.
Shit gets in the way sometimes.
It does. And I get, like, getting out of your comfort zone and breaking old habits is a hard thing to do. So if you can make just a few things either every day or every week or whatever, just to make that progress, to me, that speaks volume, because that means you really want to do something about it. Like I don't care if it's just something little every day. Just start doing something that's just going to push you in that right direction.
Right. Something small.
Yeah.
That you can gain momentum off of.
Yeah. So that's why, like, the way I break it down is, like, have that long-term goal. Like, for me, I really want to fucking pull 800, like, really fucking bad. But you have to hit 600 first. You got to hit 635. You got to hit 675. You know what I mean? So the best thing I can do
is crank an 800 pull.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you want to.
Exactly. So the best thing you could do is, like, I don't know, get a chalkboard, get a whiteboard, have that long-term goal, and then set those little goals in between. Because the most satisfying thing that I can think of, even when you're at work or lifting or whatever, if you take a pen and you just scratch something off, that is the most satisfying fucking feeling that I can think of when it comes to moving forward. It's because you actually are deliberately doing something that's showing you that you're moving forward in that right direction. So my big thing with all of my lifters, or whoever comes to me for help, long-term goals, short-term wins. Those short-term wins are going to help you stay in check and help you not lose sight of what you got going on.
Right. Yeah. How do you build a snowman?
From the base to the shaft, from the base to the tip. Yeah.
Well, it all starts with a tiny little snowflake.
Yeah.
And then you make a little ball. You roll that ball until you get a big enough start to start that base.
Exactly.
And then you start it all over again for the next one. It's you can't build a snowball. You can't build a giant snowball just by wanting to build a snowball.
Yep.
You got to start it and get that momentum going, roll that sucker into something big and impressive. And then you got that base. And once you develop that, then it makes everything else so much easier. You develop the habit of doing these things.
Yeah.
That even if you fall off, you already have that base set up. You can rely. You can jump right back onto it.
Well, it becomes part of your circadian rhythm. You know what I mean? The eating, the sleeping, the training, all those little things. It just becomes part of your routine. So I know when you've developed a good habit or something is when you don't do one of those things and it makes you feel iffy. You know, once you
or
miss one of your
or
checklists,
pissy, or
or like, you
you know,
missed a
just
meal,
it
like,
throws you off.
yeah, like you didn't eat the meal that you should have that day. You didn't get the hours of sleep that you wanted, or just whatever the fuck it is. You know, you're in a good spot is if you didn't do that thing and it makes you feel funky.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are out there and you're listening,
mm-hmm.
and you want to do, and you keep telling people that you're going to do something, quit fucking telling them.
Mm-hmm. Just do it.
Just start working on it,
mm-hmm.
and then show them what you've done.
I will be so inclined to help if you are showing me you're making an effort.
Right. And just in talking to me is not an effort.
Unless you're coming to me for something to start off with, and that's going to get you rolling, and I see the progress is made, then yes, I will always come back.
But when it's hey, so I want to start training. Okay, that's great. Let me know when you actually are going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of when you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to be healthy. You want to lift weights. You want to get stronger. But let me know when that becomes an actual desire.
Yeah, when you're actually going to hit that shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes coaching so much easier.
It does. It's easier to develop a relationship. You know what I mean?
Otherwise, it's super difficult to try and motivate someone who ultimately really doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
going to allow me to trust you.
Yeah, they haven't made that decision fully yet,
mm-hmm.
and it makes that tough. And so yeah, for a real coach and client relationship to work the way it's supposed to, a coach needs to know that when they tell you to do something,
mm-hmm.
that you're gonna follow through. When you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, that you're gonna show up, and that if something gets in the way, it's not like, oh yeah, I had this thing come up, I couldn't do it, sorry. It's hey, I have something coming up.
Let's
when
adjust.
What can we do? Well, can we do something different this day, this time, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if I feel like I'm having to reach out all the time, I'm going to stop reaching out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't chase.
No.
I will help all I can, as long as you put in your effort to help me to help you.
Yep.
Help me.
Absolutely.
You. So get your shit together, people.
Come on, peeps.
Time's wasting.
Yep.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for everyone's least favorite, semi-favorite, a palatable game show of white lights, red lights. There it is. There it popped up. So we have a different structure today. I'm going to have you do the intro, and then I'll explain the structure of how this week's is going to go down.
All right. So it's your first meet ever, or it's your fifth meet, whatever. At the lifters briefing, they go over all kinds of shit. But the biggest thing you need to take into account are your commands, white lights and red lights. Two most important things. Only way you're going to get those 3 white lights is if you make the command, you keep it pretty, and don't do anything obscene on the platform. Yeah, because they'll disqualify you right there. What we're after is 3 white lights, and if not, you miss a command, you miss the rat call, you miss the pause, you drop your deadlift, you come down with your deadlift too heavy. I think that's it. Yeah, you'll be gifted 2 reds or 3 reds, and that ain't it, Chief.
Es no bueno, as they say in some
it's no bueno.
All right, so we've got Chelsea gave me an idea of comedians.
Oh.
So the way I'm going to do it, I have 2 sets of 3 comedians.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a set of 3 comedians. You give me your 3 white light comedian, like never could go wrong. Your 2 white light, that's maybe not as good, but still solid. And 1 white light as They're good, but not as good as the others.
Okay.
So none of these in my eyes are bad. They're all great.
Yeah, you're just ranking them.
It's just give me your lights ranking of them.
Yep.
All right. So the first one is going to be Anthony Jeselnik,
Okay.
Tom Segura,
Okay.
and Burt Kreischer.
I'm gonna say Tom, Anthony, and Burt.
That's exactly the way I would go too.
Because Burt just annoys the shit out of me sometimes. Like he's just
right.
so
he can be too much.
And then Anthony will say some shit, and you're like, oh,
right.
What?
But then he doesn't like overdo it. Like he just says it like in passing and moves on, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, wait, there's no stopping. There's no backing up. There's like, no, that's exactly what he said, and that is what is happening.
Yeah, it's not. Neither of the three of them are for the faint of heart, for sure. Jeselnik says some very
outlandishly terrible things.
Yes, but remember, everyone, they're jokes.
They are.
Tom Segura is probably one of the best storytellers in comedy, I would say, at this point. And just delivery, jokes within a long joke, which is great. Yeah, Burt can get a little annoying, but when he puts it all together, he does. He has a pretty fun little stand-up routine.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is Bill Burr.
Okay.
Louis C.K.
Okay.
And Dave Attell.
Bill Burr. I haven't watched much of Louis Vuitton.
Of Dave Attell?
Dave Attell, yeah, sorry.
So mostly what you'll see him is like he does the bumping mics with is it Norton? No, he does. I don't know. He's an older guy, but
okay, cool.
He's been around for a while.
I'm gonna say Bill Burr. I guess Louis C.K. and then just from lack of knowledge. Yeah.
Dave Attell.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, I mean, Dave Attell is very highly regarded in the comedy world.
We'll tell you what, I'm going to have to do some fucking research then.
Right. In a lot of it's because he's never softened his style. It's always been really, he will say something about rape. He'll say something about, he doesn't hold back.
Let me see if I see his face. Hold on.
His stuff is all one line. Like it's a lot of one-liners. He doesn't do a lot of stories. It's just like jokes. But I would agree. Bill Burr is definitely the top of that list because even his newer one where he's not as angry that he did at Red Rocks is phenomenal. But before that, it was like he's just this angry Irish guy that is so bothered by so many things, and he does a great delivery.
Yeah.
I would probably go Dave Attell and then Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is really good. I guess, I don't know. I've heard he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, not that I care, but then he got in trouble for
showing his dick,
showing his wiener everywhere. Not that a lot of people could get in trouble for that fiasco.
Yeah, that's a serious allegation.
But if you listen to a Your Mom's House episode, they had Louis C.K. as a guest, and he does a good job of making light of that whole situation and kind of addressing it, but kind of letting it go. But his stand-up is really good. Bill Burr he's again one of those guys I can always throw a Bill Burr special on and laugh at. And even if I don't 100% agree on a position that he has, he still makes you think about it, and it's still funny.
Just the aggressive delivery.
Right. And then as anyone just needs to remember, if you're listening to stand-up comedy, remember Yeah, remember they're joking.
Mhm.
They're not serious. It's all based in reality, but made more grandiose to get a laugh.
Yep.
So either laugh or shut the fuck up and let them continue.
Yep.
Nobody wants to hear you cry about a comedian's jokes.
No,
So
not at all.
if we threw in like Dave Chappelle, where would you put him amongst all 6 of those? Would he be top or would he?
Dave would be top for sure. I mean, just history alone and the amount of content he has. Chappelle's show is fantastic. His old stand-ups are absolutely fucking insane. His new ones are good. Like they don't get me like his old shit does. Just because he's.
But they're very engaging. Like you get
No,
locked,
they are.
you get
Yeah.
locked into what he's talking about, and then he'll just hit a joke every so often.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's a very interesting.
he's after
delivery.
everybody too, which is the best part.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
that's
love
what
listening to talk to like about Key and Peele.
Oh yeah, that
How
was
they
great.
fucked up his show.
Yeah.
No, I'll put Dave over Tom for sure.
And I guess he started like actually performing when he was like 15, 16 years old.
Oh shit, that's no joke.
He started performing stand-up like on stage and everything.
Yeah.
So like when he started getting his first deals, I mean, it was when he was 18, 19 years old.
That's
And
insane.
he was headlining shows at comedy stores in New York. Comedy stores, the venues, ahead of guys who are like in their 30s.
Yeah.
Just because, and you talk to anyone who's been around him, and they're like, he just has like just raw talent. He just has always been able to kind of just nail it every single time. But yeah, I'd have to put him at the very top as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was thanks to Chelsea. She had that idea, and I like that. But I wanted to get the insult one last week while I was thinking about it.
That was a good one. It really was. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that worked out well. There's a lot more we could do with those ones too. That's what's nice. There's a litany of insults and slurs that we can go over.
Oh, 100%.
All right. Well, everyone who's been on the entire time, thank you for joining us. And those that popped on and off, we appreciate you as well. And those who join later and download the podcast via audio streaming, we appreciate all those. Again, make sure you follow, whether you're watching on, even if you're just watching on Facebook,
mm-hmm.
if you could follow us on our YouTube page, Spotify, Apple Music, or any of your audio streamings, make sure you jump on those and you subscribe, because all those numbers do help us, and all those hits help us move us up and going. And so we appreciate that kind of support. And again, that costs you $0. And then we have all the other ways if you want to participate and actually monetarily supply us with
mm-hmm.
support. We have those as well. But otherwise, please do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Like a few minutes of work, and just hit those up. And we love you long time. And Alkai and everyone else. We'll see you next week. Adios, everybody.